right, what's up guys? My name is Zach and today I am driving the 2026 Toyota GR Corolla Premium Plus. Up front is a 1.6 liter turbocharged inline 3 and down below is a 6-speed manual transmission. Now, I am super excited to be driving this GR Corolla because they've made several updates here for the 26 model year, as well as we are at Sonoma Raceway in Napa, California to put this car through its paces, so we're going to be having a little bit of fun with it as well. But if you'd like to submit your own vehicle and have it reviewed here on the channel, you can head on over to my website, zackpradel.com/submit. You can also go to my Patreon. Well, let's get out on the track, baby. But let's get back to that turbocharged 3-cylinder engine. Well, that has been the basis of the GR Corolla since it debuted in 2023. It's a really solid engine and it makes 300 horsepower. However, it has been slightly changed for the 2026 model year because they've actually added a secondary cold air intake to help keep intake temperatures cool after running the vehicle for a very long time. The GR team at Toyota is dedicated to making yearly improvements, but here is the lead engineer from GR to explain what they've done.
So compared to 25 model year GR Corolla, we updated two main items to prepare for the evaluating on the Nürburgring. So at first, we need to think about the vertical G change at the Nürburgring, where only lateral and longitudinal G for the normal typical racetrack. So we increase the body rigidity, enhancing the structural adhesive more than 45.6 feet more than 25 Corolla to 26 GR Corolla. Also, to drive a long distance like a Nürburgring, 16 miles almost, so we need a stable engine power. So we improve the kind of engine cooling, especially for the secondary duct for the air cleaner. So originally, we have two intake for the engine. One is this one, the other is here, this one. So above certain RPM, this engine needs more air, so this secondary duct will open, but sometimes it may extract a kind of high temperature heat due to the high load condition. So to make it improved, we put additional intake duct to the secondary duct to stable engine output for the long distance. That 2 point is a main update point for this 26 model year GR Corolla.
Like I said, paired to it, 6-speed manual transmission, feels glorious, and the GR Corolla is of course still all-wheel drive, which is fantastic, and let's try it out on Sonoma Raceway. All right, so as a fun little treat, I get to take this car out on Sonoma Raceway here in California. I am by no means a race car driver. I'm gonna try to wheel this thing as fast as I can. Gotta wave to the flag ladies. Hello, hello. I'm gonna try to wheel this thing as fast as I can. I am not trying to be a race car driver, will never ever claim to be, but we're gonna see how this thing handles out here on Sonoma. Really, really cool track. What? Oh, jeez, my backpack. It's a projectile. You could get real hard on the brakes here. Coming around the corner up, you definitely do feel the chassis rigidity. So before this, I drove, watch this. Step on it. Before this, I drove the 2023 and then the 2024 and now the 2026, and you really start to feel how they've changed and modified the chassis and how stiff it is. Ooh, coming a little unbalanced there. That's on me. Again, not a race car driver. Track out, here we go. Yeah, daddy! Oh, over-revved it, my bad. I'm braking at the 2. Brakes! Braking at the 2, down into 3rd. Should probably really be into 2nd. There we go. Got to nail this apex. Sliding out. There we go. The rest of this, relatively easy peasy lemon squeezy. Until that, I missed those cones. That's okay. It's actually the first time I've missed those cones. Overcooked it way too much. Let's start to let off here. Are you going to notice a big difference? Should you splurge for the 2026 over the 2023? I mean, maybe. The added cooling is really nice. Doing that one lap, I didn't see the coolant gauge rise a single tick. Sure, I mean, this is the better one of them, but it's not this night and day difference. It was really cool that Toyota let us drive the 23, 24, and 26, or maybe it's 23, 25, 26, I forget which ones. But that is very nice. I mean, you really feel the stiffening, which helps you corner and whatnot, but we're looking at, tenths of a second that you're shaving, which means a lot in racing, but might not mean a whole ton to you. With that stuff out of the way, let's talk about the interior, because it is pretty basic GR Corolla stuff from there. Well, in front of me, I do get the digital gauge cluster. It's a little busy. There's a lot going on, but when you're out on the track, you're not really too worried about it, and it works fine enough. On the steering wheel, on the left, we do have our selectors for that gauge cluster screen, as well as phone options and volume. And off to the right, we do have our adaptive cruise control, as well as skip track. Off to the left, we do have a climate control vent. We have our automatic high beams, gauge dimmer switch, heated steering wheel, heated windshield, and trip odometer. Moving on to the door, we have the latch to get in and out, power mirrors, power locks, and power windows. Moving into the center, we do get the infotainment display. Now, this actually differs from the upper trim of the Corolla Standard, and something good is that it actually still has a volume knob, where in the regular Corolla, the volume knob is going away for push buttons. Has a backup camera, it works, but definitely not the highlight of this car. Down below, we do have 2 climate vents, as well as the hazard switch, and we do get dual zone climate. I would imagine at this price point it should, but definitely nice to see in a Toyota, because they're sometimes stingy with it. Down below, we do have our heated seat buttons, as well as a wireless phone charger, and a USB-C off to the right. And then we have a couple of buttons. So the IMT button is the automatic rev matching. Absolutely love this button. We have our drive mode select, and then our traction control on and off. Shifter in the center, and then we have that awesome knob for the 4-wheel drive, which is for normal track and gravel driving. They did let us drive it on gravel. I did not get much footage of it, really any footage of it, but they did let us drive it on gravel in the gravel mode, and it is wonderful. Then we do have cup holders. We'll do a big friggin' bottle test. It fails just like every other model year of the GR Corolla. Nothing new. And then we have the rest of the center console has a USB-C and 12-volt outlet. The seats are okay. They are very sport-oriented. If you want a cruiser to drive across the country, the GR Corolla is not that vehicle. However, these seats are very good on the track and very stable on the track, which has been fantastic. However, speaking of seats, we do have back seats. So let's go do a back seat review. All right, getting into the back of the 2026 GR Corolla, it still ain't great. They did some sweet updates to the drivetrain, made it more stiff. They did not change the back seats at all. For 5'11", not small guys like myself, it's rather problematic. I honestly, this is not a selling point to the GR Corolla as it is to the GR86. To me, this is the same back seat as the GR86. It's just as usable, which is not very. Now, in all purposes, this is more spacious, and I can actually fit back here, unlike the GR86. But if you're looking for a 4-door, 4-seater that you could drive around your whole family all the time, the GR Corolla is not the answer for you. So, it's unfortunate. It is what it is. I'm back here, which I guess is a feat of its own, so I can appreciate that. Let's hop around the very back and talk about the equally depressing trunk space, and then we'll talk about the looks. All right, around the back of the GR Corolla from 26, there is a button here, no power assisted, and there you go. Not a whole lot of trunk space. I would have liked to have seen more. However, the floor does not go down because the battery and whatnot is around the back. So unfortunately, the floor doesn't go down deep enough. Not a whole lot of cargo space in the back of the GR Corolla, but that's okay. Now we gotta talk about the looks, and this is finished in a dark gray. I like it, and this particular one does have the forged carbon fiber roof for the Premium Plus. And now all GR Corollas come with the hood bulge. We were joking around at the event that everyone loves the bulge, so Toyota gave every GR Corolla the bulge. And I like to see that. Overall, I like it aesthetically. It was facelifted for the 2025 model year, again for more cooling in the front end. And overall, I like the size, I like the shape, and I just love it. With all of that being said, let's get on to my final thoughts. What do I think driving the GR Corolla out on the racetrack? Well, it really, really opened my eyes. I've driven this on the Roval down in North Carolina, Charlotte Motor Speedway, but again, that was a lot more high-speed maneuvering, banked oval track, you know, a little bit of road course, but that was pretty much it. And that was also in the automatic GR Corolla. Now driving the manual on a legitimate road course with elevation change, all of that, wow, this car is great. I love how the front end pulls you out of corners. It's so stable. It's so confident. That's the thing. This car gives you confidence. It makes you feel like you're a good driver when you might not be. I'm personally, as you saw in the beginning, I'm not a race car driver. But boy, did I feel like one behind the wheel. And that is something so special. Every gear shift was great. The cornering, the brakes, everything about it was just so wonderful. The other thing is that it is updated for the 26 model year, as it was updated for the 25 model year, the 24 model year, and of course it was brand new for 23. The GR team from Japan told us in a press briefing that they have been told and instructed to improve the GR Corolla every single year. Some people say that that's a little bit annoying because if you buy a 25, now you're going to miss out on the 26. If you buy the 26, you're going to miss out on the great adaptations for the 27, whatever those might be. However, I really like seeing a manufacturer really truly care about the product, and we haven't seen updates like this for the GR Supra or the GR86 because those are really only half Toyota products. This is clearly Toyota's baby. This is clearly their vision, what they want to do. This is Toyota at 100% control. And when Toyota's 100% at control, they want to make it better. They want to improve it, and they want to challenge their engineers to keep finding ways to make this car better. They have recently started to bring this car to the Nürburgring in Germany, and that's where that extra cooling comes from. They were getting some pretty hot intake temps after only a lap or two, so they designed a new intake to get those temperatures down. Maybe they'll take it rallycross and learn something else and make the car better that way. Maybe they'll start drifting this car and make it better that way. That has been the overall arching idea. Toyota is making this car better with every passing year. It's an evolving product, and they care very deeply about it. And that was honestly just heartwarming to learn. Is this great on a racetrack? Yes. Is this a good daily driver? Sure. Is this a fantastic automobile? Abso-flippin-lutely. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Huge thank you to Toyota for flying me down here to Napa Valley, California, and putting me up in a hotel to drive their GR products. Huge thank you to the entire GR team, the engineers, everyone who made this trip possible and who made this car possible. What an amazing, amazing feat, and this has truly been the experience of a lifetime. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to rate the video, comment on the video, and subscribe if you really liked it. Take care, guys.